We are
Let's
back.
see. New, but it's a new link,
It's
right?
a
New, like
brand
new
new
stream.
thing.
All right. Okay. Oh, I see it. I
Um,
don't
I
get it.
don't know. I don't know where these technical if you're out there and you're listening in the universe and you know what could be causing this freezing, which only started happening the last few weeks, I don't know i- if there's been some kind of update or this is a well-known bug that everybody's in. I haven't changed a single setting, a single one. I haven't adjusted anything. All I did was update. All I did was do an update that this thing forced me to do. It forced me to get the most latest version, and then it forced me to update my Windows. So I gotta dive into the settings again and see if it changed anything. I don't know. All I know is it's the most frustrating thing on earth, and I thank you guys for sticking with us during these technical difficulties. It was, hey, we figure it out. Saturday nights, 8 p.m. We figure it out.
hashtag. In
Hashtag.
answer to your question, Lady Odin, I was in show choir. I've seen enough Jesus Christ Superstar on stage to last me an absolute lifetime. It is not my favorite thing in the world.
What?
God
I love
bless. So
I love Jesus Christ Superstar.
that's all I'm gonna. That's all I'm gonna say about that
I
one.
love all things Andrew Lloyd Webber, to be honest.
All right,
He's a psycho
goaded,
genius.
goaded. No questions. Goaded. I'm done. Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, my point is, it probably wouldn't have been so bad. You know what I mean? If she had played the role as a man, as Jesus, instead of this ghoul, like this thing that she was, if she had just played it and not everybody didn't have that image of her nice her Nosferatu long ass fingers and her skeletal body and like she was still in a dress and she presented herself as a woman playing Jesus as opposed to Jesus. I think that's the biggest issue with it. Musical's gonna musical, Broadway's gonna Broadway. Broadway always has musicals since the beginning of time have always used male performers to play females for the most part, especially in the beginning of time when those when like plays and stuff like that were popular. So the gender swapping is not that big of a deal when it comes to musicals and Broadway and live shows like that. It's just this specific one. Also, would they have done this if they were portraying another god, a Buddha, Muhammad, like any other entity that other people believe in? Would this have been a choice that they would have made for any other spirit or godlike person other than Jesus? You know what I mean? So it's hard to say. Like everybody wants to be in an uproar about everything. This is kind of a more legitimate one to me. Um, but I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought that was pretty interesting. Just interesting to just take a seat back and just watch. Like I said, on a personal level, I probably wouldn't support something like that personally, but I have no issue with anybody who does. She has an amazing voice. She probably rocked it, to be honest.
I don't know.
She
I've
probably
noticed
rocked it.
I've
The
noticed
Jesus Christ
that
Superstar is insanely good.
yeah, I've noticed that people play around with Jesus way more than any other of the big deities because you play around with Allah like that and you might get killed. You know what I mean? They don't play with their deity. It seems like Jesus
Right.
is always because Jesus is so mainstream. You know what I mean? Like he's so hot right now that everybody could do their own interpretations of that. But there's no reinterpretation of Allah. There's no reinterpretation of Vishnu. You know what I mean, or
That we
whoever
know of. Like we
that we
don't know what
know
they
of.
have in India and
In
the
internal
story of
culture
Vishnu, the
stuff.
story we don't
Yeah,
know.
we don't
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
That is a
But
big
I'm sure it's done respectfully if
yeah.
it is
If
done.
anything,
So
right? That's a big American assumption, right? I don't know, but I just noticed like even in movies, people play everybody under the sun's play Jesus, but nobody dares touch some deities out there. You know what I mean? Because it's just too sacrilegious. Don't play with our God, quote unquote. And
do
it's
you
just
guys remember the uproar of Madonna's music video where she had the hot black dude play
yeah,
Jesus? And and a lot of people were upset that it was a black fella playing Jesus, which is probably closer to the Bible than anything else. But I think the bigger issue then was that they were sexualizing him because she was like literally like on her knees in front of him and like all gross and like weird. So they were sexualizing him in that one. But I do remember that being an issue too. That oh Jesus wasn't black and this and that but you know what I mean. So like, but now years later, what, I don't know how many years is that, 45 years later now. Um, and,
We,
we know things differently. We know historically the image of Jesus wasn't exactly the one that they're trying to put out there. The blonde hair, blue eye, the brown hair, blue eye guy. It's not him. So at least there's that progress that happened. So a black fella or a black anybody playing Jesus is not really the issue. I think it's kind of specifically just her, maybe because of how she presents herself, I mean, she did literally just come off of a film called Wicked. I don't know.
what's going on, JoJo? Yeah, people are she's kind of having the Pedro Pascal effect where everybody's kind of over her right now.
That's true too.
You know what I'm saying? So it could be a little bit of that. On top of her literally looking like the Wicked Witch from the West in this thing. Like you said, she's real skeletal and kind of. I need to watch it because I don't want to make judgments because she may be the most beautiful angelic thing on earth. It just happens to look like.
Nope.
It reminds me of like biblically accurate angels. Do not fear. You know what I mean? It's like this.
And they're the most terrifying.
Terrifying
thing
things on. Do not fear. And it's like 17 eyeballs with wings and stuff.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Biblically accurate Jesus is Cynthia Erivo.
That is hilarious.
Looking like she's from Dark Crystal. You know what I'm saying? Like out of control.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And again, it's such a tough thing to say because no one is trying. I don't think anybody's trying to be insensitive.
No.
Like, she's ugly. She should. I don't think. And I've been insensitive. Like the Romeo and Juliet. You and I have had the discussion about the new supposed Romeo and Juliet film that's coming out. Why would they choose such an ugly creature to play Juliet when she's, anyway. Like I'll call it as I see it. I ain't the prettiest, I ain't the thinnest, but I'll call it as I see it because people are doing the same thing to me, and that's not a problem. Life is what it is. People have freedom to express themselves. Go for it. But I don't think that's necessarily the issue. She's not off-putting necessarily because of who she is. It's how she presents herself. She didn't present herself as a holy entity or holy being. She was ghoulish. She was doing this, and she was like, Jesus, and she was doing all kinds of like weird witchy shit. And it's like, dude, like, no, but it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing here right now?
ISO on toots. ISO on toots.
ISO on toots. No, it's up for interpretation, man. I don't know. It's like,
but like I said, the clips of her singing, she fucking rocked it. Like she.
No one denies her talent.
If I just closed my eyes and just listened to it, I probably wouldn't have a big issue of a woman's voice coming out as Jesus because she has inflection and she has, she's doing the passion and she's doing the pissed off Jesus when he's flipping tables. Like she's doing it all, amazingly so. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
It's a Hollywood thing. We've been programmed to like pretty things. You know what I'm saying? It's a Hollywood thing. We've been programmed to like.
No, it's
things.
a human nature thing.
Yeah.
Humans are attracted to beauty.
Yeah,
Humans
100%.
are always attracted to that's how biology works. We are attracted to something that is nice, that looks nice, that smells nice. Naturally, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's specific preferences. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. You know what I mean? Like, and vice versa. Some guys don't like skinny broads with big boobs. I don't know who, but I'm sure there's a guy out there who doesn't find that attractive. You know what I mean? So there's something for everybody. Speaking of, and this is my last one, Sydney Sweeney and her amazing jeans ad. I brought this up recently last week. I think the crowd is kind of dying down on it because what I appreciate about that entire campaign is that American Eagle is not backing down. It's just an ad. It's just a commercial. Everybody grow the fuck up. And I agree. It was a cute, clever commercial, and she looks like a goofball. Oh, my jeans are so, and this is my life. And she sounds like an idiot. You know what I mean? It's just a goofy commercial. That's it. That's all it is. So the uproar about it is kind of funny to me. But that's the last one I have to bring up. But you guys apparently don't want to touch that one for whatever reason. It's
I
not
haven't
that big
seen
of a
it.
deal.
I still haven't seen it.
Wasn't that the one?
Well, you don't have to go out your way to look for it, really.
And I didn't, so that's how come I have no comment on it because I
vaguely know what you're talking about,
It's
but I
cool.
don't know enough about it. I know there was some kind of tie to Nazi propaganda or something like that, but I haven't really followed it.
You know,
There is no Nazi propaganda at
we can go
all.
back
That's such a
to
ridiculous thing to say.
we can go back to Madonna in the 1980s, and like
Yes.
whatever is being done now has been done way,
Exactly. It's
way,
it's it's
way
been replicated.
earlier.
Yeah,
So,
I
Yeah.
agree.
you know,
I
moving
agree.
on.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
On that note,
On that note, plugs. Let's get some plugs going.
Okay, let's get some plugs going. Okay, so we are live every Friday night, 6 p.m. till who knows, because who fucking knows. Our Instagram handle is at Masters of the Nerdiverse Cast. You please follow us there. We, like I said, we are doing this giveaway. We are trying to up the ante on getting our subscribers, getting the Instagram page built, and just have more followers there, because honestly, we update more on our Instagram than anywhere else. You can follow me at 2d.odin003 on Instagram. You can follow Brian at Washescade on Instagram. Which one do you prefer, actually, for people to follow you on Instagram?
either or, it's fun. I post on Wash's Cade more than I posted in my actual own because I
Oh,
don't
I didn't
go
know
out to
that.
eat anymore. Yeah, like Wash's Cade is where I post all the reviews at. So my own is where I used to post many food pics pre-COVID when I still went out to eat like a normal human being. But now, the thought of eating off someone else's plate is like, you know what? I'm good. I'll
That
just cook at
that's
home.
kind of
We're fine.
agoraphobic, my man. You got it.
It's a little. It's a little.
You
Gotta go.
you
But
can call it whatever you want. I'm not. I don't care
I
one way
feel,
or the other.
I feel it, man. I feel it.
So it's all good.
I can't do buffets anymore, bro. I'm kind of right there with you, man. I can't do
You know,
buffets, man. Cause
I don't mind the buffet, but I
no,
just don't. I'm not saying I haven't been out to eat. I'm just saying I used to go out to eat a lot more,
man, buffets used
like
to be
all the
good.
time. I
You,
mean, hell, Mike, we used to go out to eat all the time, or at least order food all the
hell
time.
yeah.
Plus food is expensive.
No, man.
Like,
did you
damn.
ever take Brian to Eureka's?
No, me and Brian. What me and Brian's ritual was is I would get two hot readies from Little Caesars, and I would go to his house, and he'll bring the beer, and we would just record in his living room. That was kind of the ritual,
Or at
man.
Cook, or
Or he'd cook.
Rinaldi's.
Yeah, he'll cook or
Dude, I was
Rinaldi's.
dying for some Rinaldi's like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I would kill somebody for a Rinaldi sub right now. Literally, take out a deer. Like,
Rinaldi's
anyway.
had the most flagrant names. I remember our old manager, who shall not be named. She's a real loud, like Midwestern lady, and she was ordering Rinaldi's on the floor. She was like, "Can I get a fat Andy to go? Can I get a fat man? I want 3 Andys." What do you? And all the other teams like, "What the hell are you talking about?" It is like the names of these sandwiches. You know what I mean? I need a pipeline. I need 3 pipelines. It's the most craziest names. But the food is so good. Rinaldi's is goated. I
Is
got
it
cussed
still
out.
there?
Yeah, I got cussed out by a Rinaldi's guy the last time I went because I kept asking for something that wasn't on the menu. He got pissed off. I was like, man, let me get a 12-inch Iron Man. He's like, I was like, we don't have that. I was like, is this Rinaldi's? He's like, yes. Then let me get a 12-inch Iron Man, bro. That's what I want. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We don't have a damn Iron Man. What do you want? I was like, dude, this is not great customer service. I just want
He's
my
like,
Iron.
then let me get a McRib.
Yeah, I'll have a Coke then. Jesus Christ.
Stupid.
That was the last time I ordered from Rinaldi's because I was offended. Like, even though I was being a bit petulant because I really wanted that Iron Man, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together that there's 3 different Iron Men in like a tri-city area. It's like El Segundo, LAX, and like Hawthorne, and they all have different menus. I didn't know that, so I thought, okay, I can order from any Rinaldi and get the sandwich I want. No, wrong, because the owner there got pissed off at me because I wanted an Iron Man. It was super delicious. I haven't had an Iron Man since the old Cars Direct days. Oof. Good times.
Good times. Are we ending the stream, or did you want to keep going?
We can keep going until it freezes again.
It's right. It's a brand new stream, and then just so you guys know, whoever's watching, if it drops, we're not coming back.
Yeah, if it drops, we're not coming back.
If it drops, we'll see you
I'll
guys
figure
next
this out
week.
later. I love y'all. Y'all, Nerdiverse, stand up. But if this thing
Fuck
drops,
it.
Fuck it. Y'all get it.
You know what? If it drops, why not comment on our Instagram page to find out if we're where we're at?
Wherever.
That's a
Thank
great
you.
idea. That's a
That's an
great idea.
amazing idea.
And we'll keep the conversation going, or at least someone will. It probably won't be me. So,
I'm here all night.
on that note, Lady Odin, if you watch Endgame,
That's going to be the plan. I have the house all to myself tonight. My crew, shout out Click Sound, they're all at a job right now, and the homeowners who stayed home. Hi Jojo, I hope you guys are having a good time. They actually are probably going to see Exhibit live, which is kind of cool, kind of jealous. Yeah, so let me know, Joj, if you guys see Exhibit.
Tell me if Burt Reynolds is there. He's got to be there. Burt
Right?
Reynolds.
If you see a long limo, probably Burt Reynolds.
Probably Burt Reynolds, dog. Or
His
something.
name's not Burnt Reynolds. He's not
It is Burnt
Ren-
Reynolds.
It's not Burnt Reynolds.
My whole life I've been calling him Burnt Reynolds.
How old are you?
I hop gates, man. I'm old as shit, dog. Apparently, I told somebody I went to hop a gate, and they said that's the oldest thing I've ever heard anybody say.
Because we used to hop gates when we
all
were
the
kids.
time.
Yeah,
that
that's
giant fence I had to
Yeah.
climb with my buddy. He climbed. He's like, "Let's go," and I was
Yeah.
like, looking up at this fence, and I'm like, "This is a terrible." Terrible idea. And like I climbed and I got up and I'm like, this is a terrible idea. And I kicked over the other leg and I never climbed that fence again.
You know what's the scariest part? You know the scariest part about hopping a gate is when you're sitting there between the gate and your legs are on the other side and you're like this close to falling and just tipping over. Fuck that, dude. We were crazy.
Well, let's try and hop a gate now. I'll break more than one thing. More than one.
Those days are gone. Those days.
On that note, wash us out. Have a good evening.
Via con Dios,
Hi, Brian. See you Friday.
All right, let's play a game of let's see how long it takes for this to freeze. I honestly don't know what's causing this. It could be a system thing. I don't know, man. It's so exhausting.
It's a bummer. It's a bummer. It truly is. Just so you guys know, since you guys are here, me and Mike got into a huge fight this week because of the drops. Like we got into a massive fight, like about it, like. But the truth is, there's nothing that can happen. There's nothing that we can change on our end.
It's funny because you froze right when you were talking about
That's so weird. But for whatever reason, like we can't seem to catch a break when it comes to this. We finally get the system set up. It's good. The audio's good. We're good to go. And then all of a sudden something else happens.
Yeah, like
maybe it's just it comes with the growing pains of having a podcast. Maybe it's the time that we stream. Maybe it's just like there's just too much traffic going on. It is Friday for by all means. So there's probably a lot of people who just got off of work who probably normally won't use the internet during the week, but will saturate themselves with the internet from Friday to Sunday. So, you never know.
Yeah. Even now, your screen is frozen. Yeah,
I know. I'm watching it. I'm watching it now.
It's out of control. It's like
it's ridiculous.
It's like somebody's literally pushing a button. You know what I mean? Like, all right, they had a good run. All right, now let's just throw a monkey wrench in.
I'm literally watching it. I'm still frozen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, what kind? At least my face is okay. It's not.
At least you're not doing nothing crazy. You're not like.
Kinda, but yeah.
No,
like how long is she gonna stay frozen? What the hell, bro?
Remember that one time I got you? There, you're back.
Okay, good.
I think I heard.
What was that?
I think I heard a gunshot outside.
I heard it too.
I don't know, man. The earth does not want this podcast to grow. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, that's when you guys, that's when the viewers come in. You know what I mean? Like the content's there. It's the viewership that we have to catch up. And you know what? It takes a while. That we can admit. It does take a while.
Business takes 3 years
to
get the catch its stride, and we're not even a year in. So we
no. We're just hitting a year.
About a year in.
Yeah, we're just hitting a year now. Yeah, a full solid year. Mm-hmm.
All I ask for, from myself, from my team, and from you, the Nerdiverse, is to give us grace. Give us grace to grow. Give yourself grace to take in these issues. Give us grace to learn and to be the best podcast we can be. And like you see, we haven't thrown in the towel yet.
Mm-mm.
We ain't heard no bell.
You've gotten close.
We gotten pretty close.
Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie, like 13 hours ago, close. Fucking 0 hour close, dog. But we get our shit together. We reforge, and this is
And the
part of
truth
it.
is, we love doing it. That's the God honest truth. I fucking love being here with you
Yeah,
guys. You know what I mean? Like, I know if I ever, just so you guys know, I don't know Brian at all. I've never met him. I've never, he used to live here in California. He obviously used to work with Mike G. They're very close. But I personally have never met him. He was already in Wisconsin when me and Brian were introduced. So, but I feel like if he were to come here or we were to go visit him, it wouldn't be awkward. He's like like my brother. You know what I mean? Like, it's really interesting how this last year has created its own version of intimacy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just by being here with you guys every week and catching up and listening to all of Brian's Star Wars shit and listening to everything you have to say about every connection from every comic book. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so much um that a lot of people don't get to experience with their friends that I get to do with you guys. And
yeah.
honestly, like, I don't think we would do this if we didn't love it, for sure.
Yes, it's a digital diary, man. You guys are getting glimpses into our psyches. You know what I mean? Glimpses into our likes and dislikes and frustrations and victories, man. It's just, I think that's what gives things like this life. It makes them unique. There's no other
Right.
channel. There's 100 channels doing this, but there's no other channel doing this. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
There's no other There's no other MOTN out there. There will never be another MOTN out there,
Mm-mm.
unless I make it. MOTN 2. It's gonna be the logo with just the 2 on it, and it's gonna be AI versions of all of us talking about God knows what. It's gonna be great. But that's in the year 4000 when we're dead and our brains are like downloaded into like machines, and the
That works
algorithm.
for me. You'll
Yeah,
just have to deal with an Asian version of me because AI
yeah.
likes to make me look like an Asian girl. I don't get it.
I think you're Asian.
I'm like straight Asian,
Yeah,
like I don't know what it's doing with my eyes. It's still me. It looks like me, but like Asian. I was about to do the slant eyes, but it's not slant eyes. It's like almond shaped eyes, but like smaller. I don't know why it's doing it. There's some pictures that it gets right, and it's like, oh shit, that's me. How cool is that? And then there's others that it's like, whoa, like that's a whole different person, but also me. It's really creepy.
Well,
Really, really creepy.
do you like the Matrix?
If I could look like that, yeah, hell yeah, she's hot.
Then you're Asian. It's fine.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I've had people come up to me and start speaking Tagalog, man. Like I'm not Pacific Islander. You know what I mean? Like
Well, we got
mahalo,
Pinoy in our family, so
Pinoy, dog. I
yeah.
got Pinoy in my family too. Funny enough.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, you do. Yeah, you
yeah,
do. Yeah. Yeah, they're
whether we
hot, man.
whether we like it or not, dog.
No,
You
I
know,
love it. Filipinos make beautiful babies.
and spam musubi, super good.
That's
Hawaiian.
that. Yeah, that is islanders. I don't think Filipinos make spam musubi.
They don't make spam. Mm.
No.
Y'all,
That's like Samoan and like
And
Hawaii
Tongan
probably,
and Tongan
and like the Maui
and
people of New
Maui.
Zealand. Shout out, Ed. But yeah. So what am I supposed to expect from Endgame? Because um I watched the beginning of Endgame and they were like on this patio and then Iron Man comes in. So guess what? This is what we're gonna do. I found a way that we can get them back. We just get this thing and so I saw like the plot, the very beginning of the plot, and then I shut it off. What am I to expect?
Ah, man, it's hard to say without spoiling, dude. What can I say? I personally enjoy Infinity War more than Endgame because it is the Empire Strikes Back of the Avengers. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
But Endgame is the Endgame is so finite that you will once you watch Endgame, you will understand why Marvel is in the place it is now. It's that good. It's that
Okay.
it's a finite thing to where you're like, okay, then that was the story of Marvel, but then it just keeps going, and people just aren't.
Ah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's like people saw Lord of the Rings and they saw Return of the King, and that was like the end of and that was the Lord of the Rings, and then the Hobbit came out. It's like, well, wait, I thought we already were done with that.
Yeah, and the Hobbit was
So
terrible.
Infinity War and Endgame are so good and so totalitarian of the Marvel thing that you will understand why it's been so hard for Marvel to bounce back, because it's like in people's minds, that's it. Okay, that was the story of Marvel, you know, and it's like, and it seems disingenuous what they're doing now because it was
So
so, yeah,
Bradley said I won't like it. Is that the reason I won't like it? It's because it ends there and it should probably end there. Like, because like you and probably like most comic book fans or viewers, right? My logical brain would think that, like, no, it's over, bummer. Like, what, that was an amazing story, but it's over now. Like, but I also understand the idea of doing it differently. I think they really fucking killed it with all the multiverse shit, to be honest.
yeah,
That's when I was gone. That's when I was like, I'm done. And then the 45 fucking Spider-Man remakes that they have, and then they're about to do another one. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to bring up, but I wish Brian was still here. Why do they keep showing clips of the new Spider-Man? Like, why do they keep leaking the film footage?
because
Like, they're trying to make fetch happen.
nothing else is going on. Nothing else is going. The next Marvel movie that comes out is this movie. Spider-Man is being filmed now, and it's not coming out until the end of next year. So they have no. They're trying to keep interest in the movie. They're
Well, no,
trying to keep.
Doomsday. When does Doomsday come
That
out?
got pushed back.
No shit.
Doomsday's not coming out till the end of the year, next year. The next film that's coming out is Spider-Man that comes out like in May of next year.
Oh, okay. Well, I
So,
guess, but it seems like they're trying to make everybody forget about Fantastic Four already, though.
well, yeah, because Fantastic Four, for as good as it is underperforming, sadly. And I've come to find out, so is Superman.
Yes, very much
So
so.
they're trying
Superman
to,
is doing slightly better than Fantastic Four, and we did talk about this, Mike. We did talk about, and again, it's probably like the old people in us talking, but we did mention how because these movies have such valuable moral messages, this is the reason why they're getting shunned so hard, is because people are so used to dark and tragedy and the Palestine war and all kinds of shit that's going on around us. They can't make the time or make room inside themselves to actually feel something good and decent. Be kind, family first. Those are the messages, right? Be kind in Superman, family first in Fantastic Four. And that's just not our mindset right now. We hate each other.
yeah,
You
we
know what
hate
I
each
mean?
other,
We
right?
hate each other right now. So I can see why they're not that they're purposely trying to take people away from not watching the movie. None of that. I think it's really more of the idea of they didn't go the way you wanted to because they were a little bit too corny or a little bit too cringe, as the kids like to say. So now everybody's just trying to brush them under the rug and be like, yeah, forget it. Everybody loves the Zack Snyder Superman, Batman/Superman. I didn't like it. That's not Superman. Even I knew that, and I'm not the biggest comic book fan, but I am a fan of the Superman that was that guy. That's the whole reason why Superman is who he was, is because he was kind of a naive, too kind to a fault superhero, lecturing. There's so many parodies of him. Don't do drugs, and next time make sure you wear your seatbelt. That's Superman, and that's cornball as it comes, but that is him. So I just didn't under really, and I wasn't going to be one of those nerds who's like, well, you didn't read the comic books, because I didn't read the comic books, but I understand where those nerds are coming from. I also understand where the other nerds are coming from, where it's like, no, that was cringe and that was this and that. So I think it's just a clash of cultures, not agreeing, because there's a younger version. There's the millennials, that's us, who are actively, willingly spending the money on this stuff and probably enjoy these movies more than the younger kids. And then there's the younger kids who find everything cringe now. So it can't be cool because it's cringe. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think as a culture we're kind of getting tired of this. I think Disney's always ahead of the curve a little bit, right? Because they're the trendsetter. You know what I mean? And I think it was lucrative for things to be edgy and for things to be non-woke and all that fun stuff. But I think as a culture, we're starting to get tired of it because it's starting to affect our children. And the minute you start affecting children is when the parents who are actually making these decisions start shifting. And I think
That's where the money is, right? Yeah.
yeah, and I think that they're trying to start a cultural shift to where we're leaning away from this wave of negativity. Cancel culture. It all started with like Me Too movement culture that kind of shifted into cancel culture, that shifted it into woke culture, and all, just a
Yeah.
wave of negativity after negativity after bad news after bad news. And the children can't enjoy anything everything has to be critiqued. Everything's under a microscope. Everything's nitpicked. But I think what Disney's trying to do is shift the culture back to a more positive light. And this is the very, very, very beginning of that. I think that it's not going to change overnight. You know what I mean? I think,
No, you're talking about Fantastic Four.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about Fantastic Four.
Do
I'm
they
even
own
talk-
both? God,
no,
Jesus, please tell me
that
no.
would be no.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
monopoly. But I think Superman was kind of wanting to do the same thing. We're trying to steer away from the grim dark. Oh, the world is horrible, because guess what? The world is horrible right now. And what are movies? Movies are escapism. They're to make you escape from the realities of the world at that time. And when these grim dark movies were coming out, the world was an illusion. You know, we were just coming off the heels of 9/11. What's real? You know, the Matrix, right? So I think that we're trying to
But see,
shift.
there's a way to do. Do you consider the Matrix franchise to be dark movies though?
No, I consider it to be what is real movies, like illusionary tales, like
Okay,
question your reality. You know
okay.
what I mean? Especially after 9/11.
But
You
see,
know what I mean?
there was a decent way to do dark movies though, like the Batman series. Speaking of 9/11, I mean
Yeah,
the Batman Christopher Nolan series dealt with terrorism.
yeah.
That's literally who Batman deals with,
Hmm.
terrorists, right? I'm gonna blow this up. You better come over here. You know what I mean? Like that's who he deals with. So that was super neck and neck with what with 9/11. That was just what a handful of years after 9/11, and they were done well. All three of them, I liked all three of them. I know the third one was a bit, but all three of them were pretty excellent. First one, obviously. Second one, yes. Um,
But
but yeah, yeah.
but
I mean,
those are
dark movies, they're fine.
yeah,
They
they're
didn't.
fine.
There was no existential dread involved with them, but you do get this ugly feeling when the Joker one. The Joker one was the most disturbing one to me. But yeah, and I think like you said, it's escapism. It's supposed to kind of feel sort of close to him, but also not close enough for it's triggering, or whatever the buzzwords are these days that make people feel certain ways. Everybody wants to either go in a movie to be scared,
To
to have
laugh.
adrenaline,
Yeah,
to laugh,
yeah.
or again, overall, just to have a good time. You go to a movie to have a good time, not necessarily come out traumatized. And I guess you can't really say that with horror movies. The Exorcist was a traumatizing. There's so many horror movies that are super traumatizing. But it all depends. Like it all depends on what you're going to watch, and the mindset that you go in with. It's just, I don't know. If you go in with the mindset that this is already going to be horrible, it's probably going to be pretty bad, no matter
Well,
what you're watching.
well, I think that with everything in Hollywood, the innovators of course do it the best, and then over the years it gets more and more lazy. The grimdark gets lazier, the message gets lazier, and people start to see it. And like even now, like people are starting to see through the message, and like, oh god, you guys are just knocking us over our heads with this stuff now. And that's when culture shifts. Is when the old culture becomes way too stagnant. The culture stagnates. You know what I mean? Scream was such an innovative, scary movie that you had 2 decades of screams until that became stagnant. You know what I mean? And then the new culture came in where it was like Twilight was a cultural phenomenon. And then you had 20 years of Twilight. You know what I mean? Insurgent and all those horrible wannabes, and it gets lazier and lazier. And I think that even with the shift in what children consume, you know, I've heard parents say like my kid doesn't want to be a movie star. They don't want to be a fireman. They want to be a streamer. So
Hmm.
you got to go into that culture, which is very negative, very, you know what I mean, not very positive for children. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Not even geared towards children. You know what I mean? And it's
My
just,
daughter wants to be a streamer. She
yeah,
practices all the time, and she's actually really good.
yeah,
But she's got to wait. Like she's got
yeah,
to wait because there's so much like rounded things that involve something like that. Like I'm probably gonna let her start streaming when she's maybe at the earliest 12, maybe 15. When she's 18, obviously, to hell with you, do what you got to do, kiddo. But maybe it'll pass. Maybe she won't have that desire then. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather get her more into the arts. I'd rather her be more musically inclined. She loves to sing, so I would love to see her in choir, things like that. But again, different times now, so that is actually in itself its own art form.
yeah. But you got to be careful because streaming is like the Wild West right now.
Yeah, for sure.
You,
I'm hoping in the next handful of years it'll be tame, and then it'll have its own um it'll have its
pockets.
own structure. Yeah,
Yeah,
its own pocketed structure where it's like, well, what she does. So we're gonna like, like, because like you said, it is Wild West. You can target a certain audience, but you'll grab audience members from everywhere
from
because of people's
everywhere.
algorithms. You
Yes.
know what I mean? So maybe by then the algorithms will be a little bit more tapered. You never know. I don't know. Like I said, she may not even want to do it. I don't mind that she wants to do it. She's just too young. There's too many
Yeah.
gross people out there. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like it's a wild west right now. Like anybody can come in this stream right now and say some wild shit that we'll have to kick them out for, and apropos of nothing.
I wouldn't want to kick them out. I'd want to roast the hell out of them.
Then
I'm
kick them
dangerous,
out.
baby.
Yeah, then kick them out.
I got kicked off of Instagram messages, by the way, because I didn't get in. Here's the thing. I never attack anybody. I'm not
What
a
did you
bully.
do?
People attack. Oh, I called them the F word.
You can't just drop f bombs.
Yes, you can if they're acting like one.
Don't you? No. These are highly ranking search terms that are categorized.
Grown man told on me. Let's put it that way. Tell me that's not an F word move.
No, but you can't say
The
that.
grown man told on me that I called him that. That's why I can't be on
Toots.
Instagram messages right now. Look, first of all, it was funny. Second of all, he came and attacked me.
First of all, it was funny.
So, it's, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Instagram, but if somebody's acting a certain way, I'm gonna call them out on it. I get called out all the time. It doesn't bother me because you know what? They're right. Hey, fat bitch. Yeah.
I regret nothing.
Shit. He's right.
I regret nothing.
Like I don't have to get butthurt. I'm reporting you. I don't have to do any of that.
But people
because
will.
I don't care. They do. That's the thing. Like this guy's a grown fella coming at me like a tough guy, and then he got his feelings hurt. So it's like, well, are you that tough? You know what I mean? Like, come on. He was the definition of what I called him. I stand by it till this day. I'll see you guys in 7 days.
Two said, "I'll do the goddamn time. I don't give a shit.
Don't bother me.
I'll do the. That'll get you 5 to 10. Days. Do that shit, brother. That'll get you 5 to 10. You can't. You know what the number one rule of the internet is don't feed the trolls, man. You can't feed the trolls.
No. That's the thing. Dude came at me, and I don't comment any bad things. I don't have to. If I do, it's usually just like an emoji of something, like a clown emoji, or if the video's like, oh, what an idiot. I hardly ever use words anymore. I just don't. I think people just see a pretty girl on the profile pic and they just want to pick on me because I said something smart or I just left a comment that did it. I just don't understand. And it's always dudes. It's never women. And in fact, women are very cordial with me and vice versa. Shout out females on Instagram who are not doing OF. But with these fellas, it's always a pattern. It's always they come at me with something. Yeah, but that's okay. Something like, oh, you're double chins or whatever. And then it's like, oh, okay. And then I'll comment something back, right? And then it's like an art form for them. Here's what happens next. They go into my stories. Every single one of them goes into my stories and I can see, right? You can see if somebody's looking at your stories and like you could see, oh my God, he's looking at every single one of my stories to find ammo. And it's literally like a script with them. It's a script. So it's like, it's too easy. It's too easy to be able to offend somebody like that. Should I do it? Probably not. It's not very nice, but come on. I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to stand up for me because you're coming at me. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, it's literally the same thing over and over. They say something to me. I say something back they don't like. They go into my stories looking for something to talk about. Like, oh, that's why you're not a comedian. That's why you're not funny. And it's like, actually, I'm pretty hilarious. You know what I mean? So there's nothing they can say that is actually going to bother me. And I think that's the part that probably bothers them, right? Is that I'm ineffective. Like, it just doesn't. Words don't bother me. I'm like they should, I guess. Like that's I've even had somebody tell me that's why your dad's dead. Like, wait, well, no, it's not. He's not dead because I'm commenting to you. Like he's, the guy. It was, and I was like, actually, it was cancer. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. There's certain things that like people are trying to be so cruel, and it's like I don't have the time for it, but apparently I have enough here to hurt your feelings with simple things, like I said, like that, like saying that word, and like that's enough of like, oh my God. But but they can come at me with, oh, your dad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't have to do lowest common denominator things to people in order for them to be upset or offended. In fact, I don't have to do very much for people to be upset and offended for whatever reason. People just don't like my clown emojis, I guess. Clown emojis are offensive. Report me for clown emojis if you see them.
But and to play devil, what wouldn't calling someone a derogatory term be a lowest common denominator response?
Yes, it would. But if they're low blowing me, I'm going to low blow them back. And again, it's just a word.
Yeah.
They got personal. I call them a word. Huge difference. Huge difference.
Yeah. I just don't want you. I just don't like it that you're getting banned. You know.
It is what it is. I only have 100 and something followers. It hurt a lot when it was like 3,000. You know what I mean? And then when during COVID, it hurt a lot when it was a lot of people. You know, and it just started gaining momentum. But since then, how many accounts have I gotten banned? What, 4 or 5? And a lot of
Yeah.
that was government. It wasn't me bullying people, or no, it wasn't none of that. It was government shit. Me posting shit I shouldn't be posting, and it was during this post-COVID era where people weren't allowed to say certain things. So yeah, Instagram kept getting rid of my accounts. So it really wasn't anything to do with people personally. I just really think, and again, going back to what we were talking about with the Superman Marvel movies, I just think people just are out there to wake up and hate. They just are bitter and miserable, and they just want to hate. I can express my opinion. You can express your opinion. You don't have to express your opinion towards me. Be mad at the post with me. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but I have no issue playing their game. You know? Anyway, so I'm banned for 7 days. But yeah, people are just, we just hate. We
Yeah.
we just wake up hating. It's really weird environment now.
Yeah. I just it's going to take a little while for us to shift out of that, and it will shift. If it's going to do anything, it will shift. Shift into what? I don't know.
Well, my hope is that the pendulum always swings, right? The
Yeah.
pendulum always swings. So my hope is that eventually, yeah, it will swing back to an era or a generation of people who are just interested in just being kind just for the sake of it.
Yeah, man. Like in the '70s, you know.
Or like today, like the people that I know that I spend my personal time with are always the kindest people, because I don't have time for anybody's anger and drama and this and that. I'm always surrounded by people who are willing to help. And because I'm because I'm willing to help. Hey, you need this? I got you. I got you. I like to be surrounded around people who are encouraged by encouraging others.
Well,
And maybe that's the old lady in me. I wasn't always like that. I used to like being the prankster and the guy who throws the guy who throws eggs at cars. You know what I mean? When we were, but you grow up.
well, that's the thing. Like for every manicured friend set that you've curated, someone's curated a toxic ass friend set that all they do all day is do it for the lulls, and that's what you have to
Mhm.
encounter when you decide to comment on anything online. You're going to come across a troll, especially being a woman.
And I'm
'Cause,
ready.
yeah, she's ready. Toots will get you. She'll poke
Doesn't
you.
bother me. I have no. I'm And I don't have to look up somebody's profile to figure them out. I've already figured them out before we even started an actual conversation. I know they're going to go on my stories. I know they're going to go on my page. I know they're going to leave comments. Like it's all the same thing, and it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that it's grown men. Let's put it that way. It's
It's
kind of
only
sad that it's grown men.
it's always ever only grown folks who want to be as
Wh-
vindictive as possible.
Well, what I mean is it's not kids. It's hardly ever like 18-year-olds or 22-year-olds or even young 30-year-olds. It's never anybody younger than me. They're usually my age or older, where they're just certainly just triggered by my existence and my presence on the same. How dare I follow the same people they do? It's just weird. It's just weird. It's just weird. People just choose to attack, and again, like I'm always at the ready, just like with our conscientious objector. Like, they had a lot to say and I didn't have much to say back, but I said what I said and that was it. Kept them silent. And again, there's no insults. It doesn't always have to be insults. In fact, most of the time it isn't insults. It's just straight fact, just straight logical fact, and people just can't hang with facts anymore.
I I I agree with your sentiment. But I just can't agree with the words. That's the only thing I can't.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care. That's
Yeah.
why do you think I'm banned?
Hence the ban.
Hello?
Hence the
Duh.
ban. But
No,
circling back.
that's okay. But and in personal conversations, you can't deny that you don't say it. I know that, but you can't deny that I've said it in just personal conversations just because amongst other words. How many times do I give you a hard time about the N-word? And I don't have a problem saying that me and you goof off. Would I ever use it hatefully? No. Me and you have been in personal situations where racist people have done racist things to us, and I've about ready to go off on them because racism is hate, like straight up. So it's not necessarily, oh, she's racist because she keeps saying the word. No, bro, it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
These things are funny. Me giving you a hard time about that word is one of the highlights of our relationship
Well, it's
because
the opposite. Is me giving you a hard time about
well,
that word.
but you know what I mean. Me
Yeah.
trolling you,
Yeah.
me
You
trolling
troll.
you.
Yeah.
And again, it's just in private. It's just me and you. It's never anything like we're in public and I'm being an asshole and I'm saying it with other. No, that's not cool. It's me and you being intimate and having our own conversations and me making you laugh. It's just a fucking word. But I do understand that there's boundaries with certain words. I wouldn't say the F word out in public either. I wouldn't do that either for any reason, to be honest. Neither one. There are. I do understand and I do agree. There are certain words you cannot use because they will automatically be seen as disrespectful. That was my point of using it with this fella. Disrespect. I wanted to disrespect him, right? So so I see your point, and I agree with you. Like it's not. It should never be an acceptable word outside of me and you casual conversation because everybody uses it. Let's not deny that. Everybody uses the N word. Let's not deny that. But there's only certain people who are going to be upset about it, or there's only certain people who are going to say no, it's okay. You know what I mean? Everybody has that little doorway of yes, and then that big ass doorway of no, and that's fine. That's probably how it should be with a lot of words, to be honest, and a lot of things, sex scenes and this and that. There should be boundaries for a lot of these things that we do not have. Not saying don't take it. Not saying take away my freedom to say it. That's probably the biggest reason why I enjoy it so much is because I have the freedom to do so. And I do it in a way that's kind of funny. I don't do it in a way where it's like, oh, I hate you and this and that. That's weird. In fact, there's this whole thing in comedy right now where their biggest thing is saying that word, saying the word retard, saying making fun of trannies. It's like, yeah, it's funny sometimes, but if that's gonna be your whole thing, you're hack. You're a hack because it's not that funny.
Yeah.
They're really not that funny. You say it every once in a while because you have a joke, you have an anecdote. Fine. Freedom of speech, especially if it's fucking funny. Otherwise, you're kind of just overdoing it and it's like, why do you actually hate these people or you know what I mean? There is definitely a line that needs to be drawn when it comes to that. But anyway, my whole point of that is I will see you guys in 7 days on Instagram.
Yeah. And I'll say this. I have a cousin that I love very much. He's in his mid to late 20s, and he would tell me all the time, "Man, I wish I was born in the 90s because you guys could just say anything. You guys could," because he yearns to drop f bombs and drop n bombs and just say what back in everything was gay when we were kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everything.
Oh, bro, that's gay.
And
Yeah.
I
But it
tell
wasn't gay. It wasn't like we're
because
making
we
fun
didn't
of
really understand the
homosexuals.
concept of it. We
No,
didn't.
we did understand the concept of it, but we just took the word and made it our own.
But what I'm saying is what I would
We
tell
weren't
him.
calling anything gay, like,
But
oh, that's homosexual. It's not gay,
well, I would
you
tell
know?
him. I would say, man, and he thinks it's funny. He'll just drop an f bomb between me, like you said, casual conversation, because he
Right.
thinks it's hilarious. And I said, well,
It
man,
is, yeah.
and I say, man, don't get too comfortable with that word, because you may find yourself saying it, just letting it slip off the tongue, and
You'll learn.
you're gonna find
You'll
yourself
learn.
on the other end of an ass whooping, and
Do
it'll
you
be your
remember?
fault. You know
Do
what I'm
you
saying?
remember when we went to Hollywood? It was me, you, Jeremy, and Stephanie, and we were walking down Sunset Boulevard, and we were walking right past the Scientology Center, and I forgot what the conversation was till this day, but me and Jeremy were goofing around and goofing off, and then I said, "Yeah, nigga," just like that, like just playing around, right? Like, what movie was it? Don't Be a Menace. Don't Be a Menace. So there was three black fellas walking the opposite direction. We were walking this way, they were walking this way. One of them turns around and said, "What the fuck did you just say?" Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
I'll
remember
never
that.
forget that. And it was nothing happened. It was quite cordial. We just kept walking. They just kept walking. I don't maybe it was a shock, but that was a lesson learned. We must have been 17, 18. But I grew up saying the word. I grew up with my friends saying the word. I grew up in a neighborhood where we said the word because it was a diverse group of friends that I had. So it wasn't an issue for anybody. I had my card. I had my black card. All right, like let's call it what it is. I had my black card when I was a kid.
You had your black card.
Anyway, so yeah, so that was a lesson learned. I never again in public said it like that. Never again, because like you said, that's a rightful ass whooping in a sense.
Yeah.
I do not condone violence. I don't understand, especially nowadays, why the word is so triggering, considering that it's been said in so many songs. It's said so casually all the time. It's culturally accepted, obviously, except sometimes. So there we need to progress. If we're gonna call ourselves progressives, let's progress. Let's put it that way. But back then, it was still kind of a brand new thing where other races and other cultures were actually saying that word. So I get it. And if I'm glad none of us got our ass whooped that day. Those gentlemen showed restraint. Good for them.
They showed restraint.
You know what I mean? But yeah, again, never again. With you guys, with my friends, different. Not so much now. I'm an adult. I'm older. I'm an old woman now. I only say it with you because you don't like it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, with certain words, there's a handful of words, literally like 5 words, that would just get your ass whooped in a certain situation.
For sure.
And my thing is that they come with an inherent undercurrent of ugliness, no matter what the context. And if you fix your face to say those too often, you might find yourself saying it at the slip of a tongue.
You're right.
During a moment of anger, during a moment of you letting down your guard, and then now you find yourself in a pickle because you found someone who's really about it, who's willing to defend that word. And like you said, it's just the word, but it isn't. It's threatening someone's entire sense of self. You know what I mean? It's an attack of sense of self.
That being said, why doesn't pedophile work the same way then?
It does.
It does and it doesn't. Nobody has ever reported me for calling them a pedo. Ever.
Certain words have certain weight. Pedo's not there.
Why doesn't that have the heaviest? Who cares if someone's a fag?
You would think,
like, who cares? Who cares if you're gay?
Well, let's slow down on saying the actual word.
Why?
Because it's not right to me. It's not good. Just it's certain things like I have to. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just kidding.
I know. I don't want to serious this out, but no, I'm just saying, like, if you don't say the word, then you won't accidentally say the word. Like, it's like we talked about this before, where it's like, if I got drunk, blackout drunk, I'm not going to automatically want to beat someone's ass. I wanted to beat somebody's ass before I got drunk. That was always on my spirit. You know what I mean? So getting those things in your natural lexicon and kind of drilling them, even if it's in jest, even if it's between you and your best friend, that it starts to kind of tattoo itself on your spirit in a little way, to where you may find yourself in a situation of even a momentary lapse of control.
I disagree completely.
People have gotten their ass beaten, killed for less.
I'm about to be 50 years old. It's not going to happen.
I mean,
it'll happen to somebody probably a lot younger who doesn't really know how to train their brain to do certain things. But that's something I'm not worried about. I think you're going a little bit extreme on that one.
No.
Like, oh, it might slip out one day. You better be careful. Yeah,
No.
I cuss like a fucking sailor, right? But you'll never hear me cuss at church unless I'm trying to be funny.
No,
I've literally gone up to my sister and be like, "What's up, bitch?" in church while we do handshakes because it's funny.
Now, truth be told,
it's funny, not because
I'm not talking to you. We're locked into who we are. I'm talking to the nerdiverse out there.
You're right.
I don't want somebody to get their ass beat and said, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Nerdiverse XYZ. Like, we're set in our ways. I'm not trying to change you or change me. I'm trying to talk to someone who may be on the cusp of that, who needs to hear words of rationality. Like, no, don't say these words.
You're absolutely right.
You'll get
don't say the words if you don't say them already. Let's put it that way.
And if
There's
you
no
say them
reason to
already, stop
start.
saying them.
Why? It's, unless you're
Because
being funny. Unless
there's
you're being funny.
nothing funny about getting thrown off a roof, nigga.
You
You
know
have
who
all
gets
the.
thrown off? You know who gets thrown off roofs in the Middle East? I'll give you one guess.
You know what?
Anyway, let me tell you this real quick. The ones who are not getting offended are homosexuals.
Well, not the
That's the one
the
group that is
cool
not
ones,
getting offended,
the
but
cool ones. But
no, all
there's
of
always
them. Nobody
non-cool.
cares.
This
Nobody cares,
nah,
but the
man.
ones that are in the closet. Hey, you got to meet more gays, Mike.
I've
You really
seen
got to meet more
I've seen
gays.
some wild stuff, bro. Where
Yeah,
people
but
are like,
all the gays you're talking about
what?
are younger and already have a chip on their shoulder. It has nothing to do with them being
But
homosexual.
that be the one that
Nope.
overhear you though. That be the one that overhear you though. At the Saddle Ranch.
And at
At,
that point, you take care of it.
you just gotta whoop some ass or get your ass whooped at that point.
Or get your ass whooped.
Sometimes you just
Nope.
gotta whoop some ass.
Yeah, see, I think you're setting a bad precedence for the homosexual community by
What do
saying
you
that
mean?
actually.
How?
Because they're not
No,
violent.
no,
They
but
don't they don't they don't react
nobody
that
wants to
way.
be called out their name though. Nobody. And
Nobody does. So what does that have to do with being gay or not though?
because that's the worst word for them.
It's not. It's not. They call each other that all the time.
Yeah. You know what's
You
weird about
definitely
that?
got to meet more gays, dude.
Yeah, but black people call each other the N-word all the time, but let a Hispanic call
I
it.
know.
It's the same rule.
Not the blacks and Hispanics I grew up with. Very different rules. And there's certainly a lot to say about how cultures are intertwined to the point where they can have these terms and use them to their advantage, where they're just saying, "Hey, brother, what's up?" Because
So,
that's exactly what we grew up with, and I'm never gonna apologize for it.
hey, some cultures have the right to say certain words, and other cultures have the right to have excellent credit scores. It's just it is what it is.
Hey, you're right.
It just
Right?
is what it is. Cultural
Hey.
bonus. When we're making out our D&D culture card, these are your pluses and these are your minuses. You know what I'm saying? So
Yo.
black people get that word off rip. But if you're anything else, that's a negative. You may get a random encounter saying that word. That's all I'm saying.
So if
So
I
don't
show
say
you
it
my
at all.
credit score, can I say it?
No, because that's not your culture. Your culture doesn't get auto boost credit score. It's the other culture that gets auto boost credit score. You know, you
That's what I'm
guys.
saying. If I show you my credit score, can I say it?
No, because your
Well,
points going to
I promise we have a lot more in common than you
no,
think.
your points go. You guys' points go into farming and elote and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's where your D&D points go into. You know what I'm saying? But our D&D points go into being really fast and being able to say the N-word without issue. You know, each culture has its own D&D rules and sets, and you know, it's just how it is. I'm just saying. I'm trying to help you.
Change your smoke alarms, though.
Never. I'm not touching that shit. Never. I'm surprised it ain't gone off yet, man. God damn. But
Oh, that is hilarious. You're so stupid.
oh man.
Anyway, I love you. Obviously, you know, there's no
Of course.
ill will
Of course,
to anything
no.
I say outside. And again, there was no ill will towards that guy. I was just telling him what he wanted to hear, basically. He wanted a confrontation. I gave him one. That's
No,
it. I wasn't even upset about it.
I'm just
I'm
trying
not
to.
even upset that I can't talk for 7 days.
I'm just trying to save some poor soul an ass whooping.
You're right.
I'm
No,
just
you're
trying to save
absolutely
somebody
right on
an
that
ass
end.
whooping. And
You're absolutely right on that end.
do unto others as you want them to do unto you, and you will not get your ass whipped randomly while you have drunk at Miyagi's. Is all I'm saying.
You're absolutely right. Hey, I can't argue that.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right. I have one more thing I want to talk about before we go.
I already got it.
Final Destination. The entire franchise has been pretty amazing. Are you going to watch this next movie?
It's on Hulu right now, I think.
Hulu.
It may be something I'll watch over the weekend. Yeah, it's out. It's a bunch of stuff out that just came out.
It looks freaking good. I'll be honest. It looks just as good and gross as the rest of them.
I gotta be honest with you. I haven't really followed Final Destination since like 3, dude. I'm like super behind. But I just know they're good. You know what I'm saying?
They're really
like,
good.
I just know they're good. They're like Mission Impossible movies. You don't have to watch them all to know they're all damn bangers, you know. But
right, yeah. Those are bomb ass movies too. I think what's his face is in this one too, or,
yeah, this
or
was Tony
was the
Todd's
last one?
This was Tony Todd's last movie.
This was the last one. Okay.
Yeah. Rest in peace,
yeah.
Tony Todd, man. Yeah. Fucking Candyman. Cabrini Green, dog. Well, I'm going to use the rest of my night figuring out this puzzle because
Oh, William.
I have a feeling I almost got it. You know what I mean? Like I think if I just do this right, it'll just start.
Quit doing that.
You don't like it?
No, quit it. That's terrible. That's a terrible thing to do. Why are your hands so white?
We've been masters of the nerdiverse. I've been Mike G.
He got self-conscious.
She's been Tootie. You see how quick that dropped?
That was good.
Our resident non-racist studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello.
Talking about my Nubianness. Making me self-conscious about my. I'm about to watch Eyes of Wakanda again just to get like a Black Power. You know,
You're so stupid.
It's burnt out. Oh yeah, that will be a night. There will be no figured it out this weekend, even though I got a banger that literally just came in today. But I'm gonna be otherwise indisposed this weekend. I know how much Toots loves that word, but figured it out. We'll be back with a bang next Saturday. But no figured it out this weekend. Sorry, I'm gonna be out of town. So you guys. Plus, okay. Let me explain something real quick about figured it out, which makes makes me almost want to change my formatting, because some weeks there's a ton of things going on, right? I got all these figures to talk about. We could talk about the culture and all that, and some weeks it's dead. Like they don't announce nothing, just ghost town. And weeks like that, it makes it hard to like, okay, my audience isn't big enough to where I can just have a conversation with people about like topics of the hobby. Where do I purchase these things? How do I upkeep them? I'd love to have conversations with like that, but my audience isn't big enough. So I'm gonna have to figure out in between content on the days I can't do an unboxing, and on the days there's just no events or announcements or releases. So I have to think about that. I have to figure that out. So just being 100% transparent, you know?
That's my issue with 2D Storybox. Same thing.
Yeah, my audience isn't big enough to where all right, guys, I ain't got no news. We're going to just chop it up for an hour.
I would love to have a conversation. Yep.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I got to grow my channel. But that means steady content, and I got to figure out, like, I feel your pain, Toots, because it's like, what happens when I don't have anything to work on or anything to talk about? What do we do? What do I do? So that's where I'm at. I'm going to be thinking about that very hard. Very hard. What?
Why'd you say it twice?
I don't know. My eyes started like.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? It's late.
What time is it?
It's hard o'clock, dog.
Good lord!
Yeah, baby. I just came from the strip club with 7 dudes. We're all in the Chevy Tahoe, bricked up. just trying not to look each other in the eyes, dog. It's a rough ride home, dog.
That's a great callback. That's good.
That's a rough ride home, dog. You know, because I never thought
Almost
about
died.
that.
Almost died. That was funny.
Holy shit. So, man, I'm gonna go ahead and head in the house. Can I come in? What? No, dude. No, bro.
Ew.
All right. I guess I'll see you later, bro. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head in here, man.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh shit. That's.
Can I sleep in your driveway?
Hey man, can I just crash in the car tonight? No, bro. Why don't you come in? What? That's how Ram Ranch starts.
Have you seen that meme? I know we're trying to go. Have you seen that meme of like it's like a porn setting? We're basically doing After Dark, I suppose.
Yeah.
But there's this porn setting and this pizza guy, right? And he goes to the door. He's like, "Hi, I'm here with your big sausage pizza."
Large sausage.
Yeah, and she's like, "I don't have any money." And he says, "Why the fuck do you order the pizza then?" And he closes the door on her.
Shit is awesome, dude.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Did he ever fix the cable, dog? You know
He fixes the cable.
Did he ever fix the cable, man?
She's just here to use the shower.
She's just here to use the shower. It's fucking Asia Carrera and shit.
I'm here to fix the Donna cable.
I'm here to fix the Donna cable.
Shout out Big Lebowski. Great movie.
I used to do this joke with my cousin. I was like, Alex, I dare you at the dinner table to just say a random porn star's name at the table and see whose head rises up. Just be at the table and be like, Alexis, Texas. And just see who looks up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you a
Yikes.
freaky ass. Because anybody who
Also, why do you guys know names of porn stars?
because you have favorites.
That's gross.
Oh, what do you? I can't like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he's not doing porn.
I can't like Emerald Lagasse, dog.
Sure, he also
Yeah.
doesn't do porn.
Hey,
I wouldn't be surprised if Emerald did porn, actually.
Emerald would do porn.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah.
Yeah, porn stars have their Jordans, dog. They got their Kobe's, dog. You know,
Well,
the go, the
and proud we are of all of them.
and probably are of all of them. Hey, except for being the goats, they're the throat goats. You know what
No, Jesus. Jesus, save us.
I'm saying? It's like that
Wow.
meme of the guy who gets a tattoo across his throat that says it says priceless. It's like, what the fuck do you mean?
Ew.
It's like a super thugged out dude gets a tattoo across his throat that says priceless, and the homies is like, so what you mean, dog?
That's his jail name.
Yeah, his Joe name was that's big priceless. It's gonna cost more than 12. It's gonna cost more than a carton of menthols to get him handled. You know what I'm saying?
My name Priceless.
My name priceless. It's gonna take more than 3 sprays to get this shit.
I assumed he was black because you said menthols.
Yeah,
That's a great
menthols.
assumption.
Newports. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love. Is it okay?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't smoke, but I like menthols. Okay, is that just the black genes in me?
Yes.
I love menthols.
Remember when you used to smoke crushes? Like what? Yeah, I think you used to
Yeah.
smoke crushes, didn't you?
Because I got this thing where it's like I turned 18 and I'm a grown ass man, so I'm gonna buy lotto tickets and beer and fucking and smoke. But then I had asthma, so I had to stop. But when I did smoke, I bought like crushes and I bought Newports, I bought Camels. You know what I'm saying? It was nasty.
Your mom used to smoke Virginia Slims.
Virginia Slim menthol lights. You'll
Yeah.
never forget it.
Never forget
Not
it.
in a 1,000 damn years.
Yeah.
Michael, go pick me up some. I ain't pick you up nothing.
I do.
Yeah.
I also remember when I was smoking, picking up Parliaments. A pack of Parliaments was $3 at the gas station on Van Ness and Century, I think
Yeah.
it was. Yeah. $3 for a pack of fucking Parliament cigarettes. I
You
remember
kids
that.
don't remember. You could go to a bowling alley and buy a pack of Camels out of the damn vending machine like it was a pop, like it was a
Yep.
soda.
Yep.
It was not behind no counter. It was just buy you a pack of cigarettes from the
No
damn-
ID required.
No ID, no nothing. Just go up there and get your dad. Your daddy be like, "Go on, boy, take this $5 and give me some cigarettes." You gotta go there. You used to change the plate in your arcades.
Or the note. Do you remember the note when I lived in East LA? That it was a note thing. My grandma would send me. I must have been maybe 5 or 6 years old. And again, it was just down the hill, so
Yeah.
it wasn't too far. But yeah, she would send me with a note. Go get me some smokes, and I would go down. My grandma needs this, and they knew my grandma buttermilk smokes. That's
Yep.
usually what it was. Buttermilk smokes bread, shit like that. That's all it ever was. Half a gallon, not even a full gallon, and they were cartons at the time. They weren't even plastic. They were the cartons. Like, so no handle, no nothing. So anyway, but yeah, those were interesting times, huh? When we were just able to just buy cigarettes for our family.
One of
Like,
my
that was
favorite
fun.
memories of all time is when I went to go visit my grandfather in New York, and this was back when New York was actually fun and dangerous, and fucking people get stabbed and it was all shit everywhere. Before Giuliani cleaned it up, and my grandpa, we were at leadership. My grandpa owned a cleaners in Brooklyn. He was like, because he would always slap me in the back of my head because I was always off in space and shit. My grandfather didn't have no time for nothing, but he loved me like cook food, man. He'd be like, Michael. I'm like, huh? He'd be like, hey, take this money. I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to get hit, huh? Like, take this money, go down the street, go to Paulie. Tell Paulie to give me some smokes. I'm like, what kind of cigarette? Don't talk back to me, boy. Just give me some smokes. And he just gave me like $10.
He knew. Polly knew.
Paulie knew, so I went.
Polly knew exactly what kind of smokes he
My
had.
dad wasn't there. My dad was off doing New York shit, right? And mind you, I'm like 7, 8 years old, maybe max 10. And I go and I see this Danny Aiello looking Italian dude at the bodega, and he's like, "You Clem's boy, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, give me the money. And I'm like, okay. So I give him the money. He's like, tell your grandfather to call me later. Here, have a sandwich. And he whips me up like in 2 seconds a butter and jelly sandwich. He's like, here, eat this. And I'm like,
Aw.
I'm like, I don't want, I don't like that. He's like, shut up and eat it. I'm like, all right, New Yorker, you got it, dog, you got it. No funny, nobody move, nobody get hurt, you know. And Paulie Hook for free, he just whipped me up like this little butter. Tell your grandfather to call me. And I'm like, I go back with my little sandwich, and I'm like, I'm not gonna eat this. And I'm halfway walking, I take a bite, and my eyes just glaze over. It's like the most beautiful, warm New York deli bread with just like melted butter and like grape and strawberry jam. It's like, oh my God, it was so, I remember it being so good. It wasn't even toasted. It was just a butter and jam sandwich. And
I think that's the best part about New York City is
oh God.
it's small town feel. Like
Yeah.
your neighborhood is so saturated with the idea of I'm just gonna hook you up because I live here too.
Yeah.
Like I think that's
Hey
Long
kid.
Beach is a lot like that. My neighborhood in Long Beach was a lot like that. Same.
He literally said
Small
something like,
town feel.
hey kid,
Everybody knows everybody.
you look just like your grandma. That's what he told me. You look just like your grandma.
You
I'm like,
do look just like your
and I was
grandma.
just like, oh, okay. Eat the sandwich and shut up. Okay, New York man. You know, angry but nice New York man. You know? Like I went there, gave my grandfather. He's like, where'd you get that from? I was like, the man gave it to me. He was like, oh, that bastard. I got to pay him back later. You know what I mean? And he was just like, all right, sit down somewhere and don't say nothing. Your dad will be back in like 10 hours. You know, it's in here watching the shop with my grandfather in 90s New York, you know.
That sounds fun as hell, actually.
Yeah, my granddad was, I only met him like once or twice.
You are literally in New York while the fucking Ninja Turtles were in the sewers
Why'd you think
in New York.
Why'd you
You were
think I thought they
literally
were?
there at the same time.
Why'd you think I thought they were real? Because when you were in New York in the 90s, it feels like that shit's real. It feels like the Ninja Turtles are somewhere in the cities, you know, saving crime, and I'm at Coney Island throwing up on the cyclone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's literally the only place, and LA does it now, I've noticed, but where that's the first time I ever saw steam come from the streets,
it's
from the
super
sewer.
cool.
I was like, oh my God, what movie is this? Is this a Michael Jackson film?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you think.
Steam
Yeah.
comes from the ground. You can smell. New York has a smell to it.
New
You
York
go-
has a smell.
You go down into the subway, you see weird subway shit, like bums fighting with no pants on. I saw some weird shit like that. My dad told me not to make eye contact. It was crazy, Doug. We got abducted by Jamaicans one time. It was super cool. Yeah,
What?
there was this thing called a dollar taxi back in the 90s where these Jamaicans would, they were the chillest dudes. I was scared to death, but my dad seemed to have a good grip on it. They literally, a black van rolled up and opened it up like they were freaking feds, and we jumped in. Where you going, man? Oh, we're just going down to 42nd Street. This your boy, man. You know, they're like, little bomber clad, yeah. You know, just Jamaican dudes. And I'm thinking we're going to die. I think these dudes are going to just like carry us off somewhere. But no, we're going to Fort Greene. We're going to go to my own stopping ground. I got to go to the projects, you know what I'm saying? And
Is your dad from New York?
yeah, my dad's from Fort Greene. Fort Greene,
Oh, no
Brooklyn.
shit.
Yeah.
I always thought he was from Georgia, but okay, hell
Yeah.
yeah. I've known you a million years, and I knew they lived in New York. I didn't know
Yeah.
he was from New York.
Yeah, my dad and uncle was born in Brooklyn.
That's why he talks like that.
Yeah, he talks dumb. Damn
He
father.
talks like fucking Wu-Tang member.
Yeah, dad constantly sounds like the RZA and shit.
What's up, son?
What's up? You know,
I don't know. He doesn't sound. He actually doesn't sound.
No, he
like
sounds
that.
nothing like that now.
No.
His accent is all but gone. Now he just talks like him in his weird high pitched voice. Who's high pitch?
Who's
Uh,
high pitch?
Shout out to Mike Prime. But yeah, New York. I'm happy I got to experience it when it was in its purest and shitty and beautiful and gross and dangerous and kind of unsettling. You know, got to meet mean people who were nice. It was, you know.
Did you know that you Miguel, a mutual friend of ours, went to New York, and yeah, they for our senior trip, we went to a private school. He went to New York the year before the Twin Towers collapsed, and then I went to New York the following year after they were gone.
That's crazy.
So we have two different stories and
York's.
way two different experiences of that atmosphere. Yeah, way different.
Yeah.
It was so sad. It was so somber and it was quiet. New York was quiet. I went in um it happened in September 2001. I went in May 2002.
Hmm.
So just a handful of months after 9/11. I'll never forget. They had already removed all the debris, all of the building stuff, and it was just this giant, like 70-foot, 80-foot crater down below.
Damn.
And they had a fence all around it. But as tourists, you can see what they're doing.
Yeah. Look.
And at the time, they were still scraping the dirt for body parts and bones and fragments. They were still looking for evidence of people so that they can find DNA and maybe match that so that they can find the missing person that's still missing.
Hmm.
Behind us was St. Patrick's Church. And on the church was gated as well. It was completely closed. But on the gate was missing, 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 missing. The entire radius, the entire block, missing, missing memorials, teddy bears, money, jewelry, all kinds of shit that was sitting there, nobody touched.
Yeah.
All kinds of amazing things like wedding rings, diamonds, weird, like it would never happen today. That shit would be gone. People
People
still
don't give a shit
it would
now.
be
Yeah.
gone. But it was insane to see. I still have video of it somewhere. I should probably find it. And my dad took amazing footage of our New York trip. But yeah,
Yeah.
New York is definitely a trip. Probably even today. It would be nice to go visit today.
Yeah. I think we saw different. Everyone I know has seen different sides of that city. Like, I was so young that it seemed cartoonish in retrospect. You know
How
what I mean?
fun though.
Yeah, it was like something out of. It was literally like living in Marvel Comics, is what it felt like. We were walking down the street, and I would look up and imagine Spider-Man just swinging by, and it's so easy to do that because when you're a kid, those buildings are gargantuan. New York City, 42nd Street, going by. We saw Freddie, Jason Goes to Hell in New York, 42nd Street.
Nice.
Prostitutes were all whistling at me and shit. It was weird, though. It was a weird time. Hey, cutie. My dad just grabbed me by the back of my neck like a cat and threw me over. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. He's like, I hate the city sometimes. It was crazy, dude. Yeah, I'll never forget it. I never forget the smell. I never forget going to the projects, seeing ciphers for the first time, like people rapping on the corners and stuff.
How cool.
Thugs looking at my dad kind of cross-eyed, but then seeing me and be like, all right, chill, chill, chill. Like they were going to stick him up or some shit, but he had his son with him, and there's like a code out there. All right, we're gonna let him chill. You know what I'm saying? And he peeped them too, and I could see like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like an unspoken thing happened. I was too little to understand. You know what I'm saying? But now as an adult,
Wow.
just the you can feel the city breathing, chest heaving. On some respirations, Black Star shit. I would love to visit it back though. I got so
Me
much family
too.
out there that I don't even talk to. I need to reconnect with a lot of them. A lot of my dad's people are still out there. I got nephews and cousins I ain't seen in God knows how long, man. Yeah.
Hey, we've been going for a while. I wonder if we just need to start later and if traffic is just way too high for our system right now.
The problem is, and I love him to death. We gotta get Brian on point with that because he lives in a different time zone,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he
that's
and
the toughest thing, man.
he's a late he's a early to better man. So I
Yeah.
would love to start at 8 and go from 8 to 9, or 8 to 10. Like really go for it, but
Right?
we have to accommodate all of us. S-
I wonder if we moved it to 7, if he'd kind of be okay with that. But yeah,
Because
you're
we're
right.
because we're
That's a
sit
whole 3 hours. That's a big difference. Three
yeah
hours is
yeah
huge.
we're sitting solid at the most people we've had all night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
I mean,
would
and yes, that's beautiful. I love that. Yay, thank you guys, whoever's here. Cool. Um, but yeah, man, like I think that's something that not necessarily because yes, the viewership, but also because look, man, it's been smooth, it's been going okay. I think the traffic itself has died down a lot. Much like real traffic would be, you know what I mean? Like you're not so
the
stuck
internet
somewhere
traffic.
and
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
like
was
it
expecting us to
wow.
crash again, but
Same. That's what I'm
but
saying.
we
But
haven't. I don't know if it's my system. I don't know what's causing the crash. I don't know if it's an internet thing. I don't know if it's a software thing. I don't know if it's a
it has to
hardware
be
thing.
too many streamers mashing up.
I don't know.
Streamlabs is a huge platform that a lot of people, even the most professional podcasters
But
use
but
Streamlabs still. So
But Toots, when I tell you, like, it locks up. Like, I can't click buttons. I can't turn things down. My entire interface locks, and I literally have to go into Taskmaster and end the process. Have to
That's
hard
wild, Mike.
hard shut it down. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
just the
fucking
stream.
wild.
It's the entire software locks when it
Wow.
happens. This has only just started happening when I updated the software. So it's a software issue. Or
Or your PC's outdated.
no, but this is like a brand new PC, man. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's just not powerful enough. Maybe it's just not powerful enough. But what's crazy
More
is that
records.
more records. Or when it updated, it changed my settings back to factory normal, and I'm running too hot, and it's having that freezy software thing again. I have to debug it and just go through the same process I went through before to clean it and see if anything's changed. If nothing's changed, then I have no idea. I don't know. Like you said, maybe it is a traffic thing, you know.
It is what it is. Yeah, I think there's. I'm gonna say that that's what it is. I again, like you, I can't tell if that's. I mean, I'm not. I don't know. You know more than I would, to be honest.
I got to debug it, man. I just got to get.
Do you or like I said, like it could be something that simple is that everybody's probably streaming live 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 o'clock is pretty much prime time for the East Coast. So like I said, anybody using the Streamlabs software or the Streamlabs platform or the server, whatever it is, I mean, again, I don't know exactly how it works, but I have to assume we're all kind of using the same thing, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Or it has one massive highway that it has to go down that I assume is probably going to jam up with how many people are actually on it.
Yeah.
But again, I could be speaking out of my ass because I don't know. I'm literally assuming that's how it works. I don't know.
Sometimes it can be like that. Sometimes if the servers are too throttled, it'll cause issues across the board. You know, and the servers is something that these companies have spend millions and millions of dollars on servers so that they can run their programs. But like you said, if it gets so taxed that it can cause issues for everybody. But I watch streams all the time, and I never see the bigger streamers have this issue. So it makes me think.
They also have more money to invest on
their hardware,
on capabilities. Yeah,
Correct.
for sure. So there is a lot of that. So we'll research it. We'll get into it. We don't need to spend millions and millions of dollars on something yet. I've told you that I'm the Jew in me is ready to just conserve. You know what I mean? So like, I don't want you to spend money if you don't have to yet, and we don't have to yet. But to look into it, like, hey, if we need to spend an extra $25-$50 here and there to like do something more, like fiscally, that's fine. But again, we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, man, like I try, like you said, give grace, and I try to give grace in the sense that like, hey, we're small, and that's okay.
Yeah, for now. But yeah,
for now,
we got to give ourselves grace and not get too frustrated, because these things are always going to happen. It's just nature of the beast. Until we can just throw so much money at it that it's no longer a problem. But until then, we will cross these bridges as we come about them.
Agreed.
All right, I think I'm about pooped out. I'm about plum tuckered.
Let's go.
As it were. Thank you for everybody for coming through. Thank you for Bradley for coming through. Thank you for JoJo coming through. Thank you for
Brian was in the chat too.
Yeah,
Yay.
Thank you, Brian, for coming through. It's been an interesting night, to say the least. Like I said, No figured it out this weekend, but next weekend we'll be back in effect. And we still got to figure out our content for Wednesday, so we'll keep you posted on that as well. And maybe
MOTN lore. We're definitely coming back with lore.
Yeah.
Eventually.
The next thing will be lore, but we still working out the kinks of that lore, so we'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
1,000%. All right, folks. We have been Masters of the Nerdiverse. She's been Toots. I've been Mike G. MOTN. Out.